tradition. It surrounds us here in the bluegrass. A constant reminder of who we are, what we care about, and where we've come from. We sip it, savor it, strum it, and occasionally scream over it. But the best traditions, the ones that feel timeless, are less about preserving the past and more about living in the moment. And so it is on the first Saturday of May, in a place where tradition smells as fresh and new as a blanket of roses and has a bold taste like bourbon and mint that lingers on your tongue. It's every sense of style, from runway to ridiculous. It's the world's biggest sing-along with a choir 100,000 strong. It's New Year's Eve and Mardi Gras, Oscar night and Super Bowl.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby.
All wrapped into one glorious golden package of tradition. A gift for the whole world to share on this day, courtesy of a special place this side of heaven called Kentucky. It's Derby Day.
You're looking at it, a damp Derby out here at Churchill Downs, but that's all right. People, as you can see, are really starting to file in here. Going to be a good day. Welcome back to LEX 18's special coverage of Kentucky Derby 144. The stars who are attending today are starting to show up here at the Downs.
And Kylan Mills is with them as they hit the red carpet before they head up to Millionaires Row.
Hey guys, the stars are out here on the red carpet at Churchill Downs. We talked to Taylor Kish, Tara Lipinski, and several others who are ready to have fun today despite this rainy weather.
I don't know if I'm bad luck or what, but every time I'm here, there's a downpour of some kind. But then somehow, some way, it always gets sunny right before the race starts. So maybe that'll happen, but this is miserable.
Welcome. This is your first Derby, correct?
First time.
What are you most looking forward to?
Winning. That's what I like. That's my focus for now. I hope I win, but I don't know. It's just amazing energy, you know. I think the outfits. This is once in a lifetime. So just the people and the energy and obviously the race, and it'll be fun.
Beautiful outfit, and obviously Johnny is dressed to the nines as well. How do you go about picking out what to wear? Obviously the hat is a big decision.
It really is. I work with Christine Moore, who every year comes up with a fabulous hat or fascinator. I usually do the fascinator, and I just kind of wanted to go with like a classic Southern Kentucky Derby dress today.
The stars tell us they're eager to get inside, have a few drinks, enjoy some food, and place some bets ahead of tonight's big race. Covering the news on the red carpet, we'll send it back to you.
Christine Moore, now the official milliner of Churchill Downs and Kentucky Derby Day.
And we are fortunate enough that she makes the hats and fascinators we wear, and I look forward to that every year. It's the best part, you know. They're amazing.
Well-deserved nod of appreciation to Christine. And, of course, many people, they just go all out when it comes to choosing their Derby fashion.
Yeah, Jacqueline Nye has been on Derby fashion patrol all morning, all day, and she joins us live with a look at some of what she's been seeing.
Yeah, to say that there have been over-the-top outfits today is kind of an understatement. There have been patchy suits to someone saying that he's a #1 Randall Cobb fan, and he's really showing it to someone who's wearing a hat that actually moves. Take a look. So why did you decide to wear this Green Bay outfit?
I chose to wear the Green Bay outfit because I got married in this outfit to my beautiful wife, and I'm just a Green Bay Packer fan. I'm a big cheese head. Go Pack, go!
It's spinning. How does that work? I see a little wire going down the back of your ear.
I got it all the way back, and then it goes into the battery pack that's in there, and it got 3 batteries in there, and hopefully they last all day.
We saw something like this last year here, and I said, David, next year we're going to make sure that we get something just like it. So we went to Kohl's where the guy said to get it. They're from probably advertising for Kohl's.
We couldn't believe that
All
some
PPO.
place like Kohl's would sell
Have
something.
something like this. I mean, it's not that much. It's $100.
We've had people ask
But
us.
to wear it once, it's fine.
We've had people say, "Where'd you get the designer suits? Who made
Then
them
they
for
thought
you?"
we had them made, and I said, no, they're not made, but they work.
But they're fun.
Money suit for the Derby, I figure it's got to be apropos.
I got everything from one place to another. I did the hat first. Then I found the clothing. It was perfect. And then I found some details, like there and here, and I got them. I put it together.
We just wanted something big. We've never been to the Kentucky Derby before, and we thought bigger is better, and that's what we went for.
Everyone sure did look amazing. And in about an hour, I'll have a look at the best dressed people I found today at Churchill Downs. Angie and Kevin, back to you.
You know, a lot of people, guys and gals, come to the Derby and they look around at what's happening on the day that they attend, and they go home and they start planning for next year right away, trying to top what they've seen on Derby Day.
That is dedication,
Yep.
for sure. Well, we've got more to come. Up next, another check of our Derby Day forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Mack.
Plus, we'll preview another contender for the 144th Run for the Roses. Stay with us, live at Churchill Downs. Despite the rain, the excitement is building from the infield to the grandstands to Millionaires Row at Churchill Downs. It's Kentucky Derby Day in the Bluegrass, and LEX 18 has your front row seat to all the fun. Welcome back to our special coverage of Derby 144, everyone. I'm Kevin Christopher.
And I'm Angie Bevan. Thanks so much for joining us here. We have a jam-packed hour ahead for you. Everything from previews of the top contenders to stars walking the red carpet, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, let's not forget all the fashion. This is the greatest fashion show on earth, Derby Day, and all the craziness of the infield too. But first, something that everybody is concerned with and keeping their eye on, and that is the sky above Churchill Downs today.
Yeah, and right now it's gray, it's wet. Let's just face it, it is. And we've still got a little while before we get to post time for the Derby. It's almost 7 o'clock before those horses are even going to take off. But until we get to that point, let's go ahead and check in with Bill Mack.
And we are looking at the rain that's been out there. It's come down heavily at times over the last hour and a half or so. I think we'll see another wave of this before we may start to try and improve things. Like I said, we've still got, 6 hours to go, or nearly 6 hours before post time. So we've got plenty of time for those groomers back there to do their job, take care of the track. And again, it does dry quickly. So if we get some dry hour or two, some dry time before post, we may come off with this okay. Regardless, the race is going to run. Let's talk about it. Make the best of it and try and bring you the best pictures we can. We'll send it back over to Kevin and Angie.
Thanks, Bill. And we should point out that those horses running in the Derby are 3-year-olds, and like human 3-year-olds, they love to play in the rain. They don't like faces full of mud, though, so you're going to look for some of those horses to jump out to the front pretty quick.
Yeah, I bet there are some people right now doing some research to figure out, which horses have some experience in the rain and in the mud. Might be changing some betting, who knows. But as people continue placing their bets, those odds do continue to change.
Yeah, Alan Cutler is in the paddock with the latest check of the Derby odds. Hey, Alan.
Hi, guys. Two things that'll be really obvious. One, Churchill Downs now says the track is officially muddy. And two, as the horses were going out for the next race, every jock has goggles on. Let's check out the field. See what the odds are doing. Audible still 6-1. Forget about the others, long shots. Although a long shot could surprise you today. Justify remains a favorite at 7-2. How about My Boy Jack next at 5-1? My Boy Jack really hot. Mendelssohn 6-1. Bolt Doro 8-1. And the rest of the field, you see Vinny Rosso 14-1 and Magnum Moon undefeated at 13-1. I think a lot of people are scratching their heads and maybe thinking about another choice. I am, and it's a long shot. I'm not ready to say it. Let's go to the backside and my boys, Keith and Charlie.
Thank you, Alan. Charlie, the horse that we're going to talk about now might have the name of the state just across the river from Louisville here, but he is anything but. He is a Kentucky homebred for WinStar Farms. They own him along with the former Vitamin Water creator Mike Rapoli, who is still trying to win his first Kentucky Derby. They're close to home. Noble Indy has been perfect in 3 of his 4 career races. He finished 3rd in the Risen Star before adding blinkers and coming back at the same fairgrounds track to hold off Lone Sailor and My Boy Jack in a photo finish for the Louisiana Derby.
You live and you learn. I'm going to go with Lewis Bay here.
There you
Why
go.
not? I need a win. This is the guy to follow right now. He has been incredible. 4 out of 5, folks.
Kevin, Angie, back to you.
All right, guys.
All right, I'm doing Sky Dimes. I can't go with you, Keith. Gosh, God, it would look like the fix was in here if we kept doing this. Well, the friendship between a retired thoroughbred racehorse and a quirky little donkey may sound like the subject of a children's book.
No, it does. However, that is reality at an Old Friends Farm in Georgetown. That place is wonderful. They're so good to us. It's always a treat to go out there. Tiffany Jackson made a trip out that way, and she joins us now with more.
You guys, I gotta be honest, this was probably one of my favorite stories to put together this year for Derby. I know it doesn't exactly have to do with Derby, but who doesn't love a good retired thoroughbred who's best friends with a donkey? Take a look. He was the 1996 Breeders' Cup Classic winner, earned nearly $3 million throughout his racing career, and today Alphabet Soup is one of the most popular residents at Old Friends Thoroughbred Retirement Farm.
And he's the boss. See, when they come here, they're the boss. He just bosses me around until I keep giving him his carrots.
While visitors fawn over the great Alphabet Soup, they notice he's not alone in his paddock. Never far behind is his best friend, Gorgeous George, the donkey.
They eat together. They sleep together, they wander around together, and they're always got their eye out for one another.
George was brought to Old Friends Farm under sad circumstances. His owner, the father of an Old Friends employee, died in a farming accident.
So when they were looking for a home for the donkey, James asked us if he could come here, and we were only too glad to help out.
Old Friends president and founder Michael Blowen says all they needed to do was find a place for George.
Put him out in a little pen in the middle of the paddock, and saw how they related to each other. If they didn't bite and kick, we knew it might work out. And gradually, we removed the pen, and then they became best pals.
Now the two are inseparable. Where one goes,
hi, everybody's coming to join us now.
The other follows.
For a few days, we were bringing Alphabet Soup in at night, and he would bellow and bellow and bellow. And you could hear it all over the farm.
Proving that best friends truly come in all shapes and sizes and species.
It just adds another facet to the farm. It just makes life a little bit more interesting every day.
Such a sweet little friendship. Now, if you want to check out Alphabet Soup and Gorgeous George, Old Friends Farms does tours all year long. Angie, Kevin, back to you.
Yes, get out there. It's totally worth it. Thanks so much, Tiffany.
You know, I grew up 2 blocks from a racetrack in my hometown and about 20 minutes from Monmouth Park, where they run the Haskell every year. I saw every Triple Crown winner when I lived in New York in the 1970s, and I've heard hundreds of horse stories, and I've even told a few. But I don't even come close to this guy. He is the best in the business at finding stories behind the Derby contenders. And if you don't know it yet, he's working his last Derby for us at LEX 18.
And those are stories that we look forward to seeing every year, and we've seen some great ones already so far today, and there's more to come. Let's check in with Alan Cutler now.
Hi, guys. I don't know about saying the best was saved for last, but this is a story that you couldn't make up. It's that cool. One farm produced 2 Derby horses that could win today, and we have some beautiful shots. Next, with our live Derby coverage from Churchill Downs.
Welcome back to this special coverage, LEX 18's coverage of Kentucky Derby 144. I'm Dia Davidson.
And I'm Jill Swed. Welcome back to Horseshoe Terrace. We are overlooking the Kentucky Derby Museum. Even though the weather isn't the greatest, it certainly still is a spectacular day to be here at Churchill Downs.
It is, and it's a bittersweet day because we are saying goodbye to a dear friend and colleague, Alan Cutler. Alan, you are a dear. You really, really are. You have always just brightened my time there in the newsroom with your interesting comments and conversations that we've had over the years.
And you certainly are one of those folks in the newsroom that we are going to miss a lot, Alan.
I'm sorry, ladies. I'm having trouble hearing you because people are screaming so much on the outside. But I know
we love you. We
love you.
Oh, man.
You heard that.
Yeah.
Notice
I
that.
heard that.
Yeah.
Now I got to do a lead-in. Thank you. All right. You take 10 horses to a sale. If one would make it to the Derby, that would be spectacular. That would be crazy ridiculous. How about taking 10 horses to the sale and 2 make it to the Derby? That's what's going on at beautiful Glenwood Farms, and both have a big-time shot at taking the roses.
It's Justified by 3/4 of a length. Bolt Doro trying ever so hard, but Justify, another exhilarating exhibition by the supremely gifted athlete. He's on a dizzying ascent to greatness.
This is Tanya Gunther, hanging out with Justify's mother, Stage Magic, who gave birth about 14 hours ago to this beautiful baby. She's a former investment banker in London who's from Canada. She gave that up to chase the dream that started as a little girl. Horses.
I felt like I wanted something that had meaning, for me, something that I really loved to do. So coming and doing the horses was just something I was passionate about from a child, basically. I don't know, it's made sense to me.
There aren't many kids who are 7 studying pedigrees. Tanya is not only the matchmaker for the mares, but raises them until they're sold. These horses are her babies.
Hit number 528, consigned by Glenwood Farm.
As a kid, Vino Rosso was calm. It was easier for them to become close.
Margaret back, 410,000.
Well, I actually cried when we sold Vino Rosso because I'd become a little bit attached to him. Justify was a bit, tougher colt too, but Vino Rosso was so laid back, you could develop a bit more of a personal relationship in a sense with the colt. I don't know, I can't really explain it, but when we sold him, I was very proud that he achieved a good price, but I was sad at the same time.
Oh, what a wood this is! It is Vino Rosso in front. Enticed continues to battle him, but Vino Rosso's getting away. Restoring Hope is third. Vino Rosso Fantastico in the Wood Memorial.
When you think about it, it's not only spectacular, it's crazy. In this field right behind me, Vino Rosso and Justify, they were hanging out playing as kids. And now they're running for the roses. John Gunther, Tanya's father, a stockbroker who lives in Canada, bought Glenwood Farm in 1986. He gives his daughter a tremendous amount of credit for their success. Their philosophies don't always match, but they make their major decisions together.
I call it sparring matches. We have a fair amount of sparring, when it comes to everything on the farm, but in a good way, So, we kind of spar back and forth on pedigrees or race, if we have horses that we're racing, and hopefully we come up with better decisions by both standing up for what we think and then somehow coming to a mutual agreement.
That sounds normal. I don't see how if you both love
If you heard us, maybe not.
That's okay. Now, can you imagine the feeling that Tanya and her father John might have if they're neck and neck down the stretch? I've talked to a number of horse experts about this specific thing. Even though they played as kids in the same field, if they're neck and neck in the stretch, they probably won't recognize each other. 2 mares produce 2 Derby horses at the same farm. This is just crazy. And what a beautiful baby, huh? Dee and Jill, thank you kindly for what you said. Back to you.
It's sincerely meant, Alan. Thank you.
And this is only my second Derby here with LEX 18, but I know to come to expect exceptional stories from Alan Cutler about our Derby horses each and every year. Another great story, Alan. Thank you so much.
He is a resource. He truly is.
Absolutely. Well, shifting gears a bit, back in the 1970s, Hunter S. Thompson said this about the Kentucky Derby: the only thing more important than the horse racing is the people watching.
And the people watching that he's probably talking about, I would wager to say, are the folks who are in the infield. That's where Michael Burke has been pitching a tent there and hanging out, and we check in with him for more.
Not only Derby Saturday, but it's Cinco de Mayo. So, fellas, what are we calling it?
Cinco de Derby.
Yeah, we've heard that acronym a lot this morning. You have the sombreros. This was totally intentional, obviously, to combine the 2 holidays, so to speak.
Got to. You got to take the traditional fancy hats of the Derby, mix in a little Cinco de Mayo, and you get Cinco de Derby.
Where'd you find these suits? You can't buy these off the rack.
No, we got them online. We just looked around, and then we all kind of found one that we liked. So
you basically took the Derby hat theme and combined it with the sombrero theme.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good idea. Watching from the infield, though, you got the big board, but you can't really see what's going on the track. Does that matter? Or you just rather be down here?
It's the atmosphere that matters, not the not anything else. You'll hear all the cheering and everything like that, and that's really all you really need to see.
I don't care about the races. I came for the mint juleps and the Oaks lilies.
So leave it to derby goers, particularly those in the infield, to honor a holiday the right way and incorporate it with what's become our state holiday. Let's send it back to you.
All right, welcome back. It's crunch time. We're making our Derby picks here live at Churchill Downs. Angie, who do you like in the big race?
You know, this rain had me second-guessing my pick, but I'm still going with my first instinct, and it is Good Magic.
Okay, I'm still working on it. But no, I'm kidding. The blood of AP Indy and the great sire Medaglia d'Oro runs through my pick, Bolt d'Oro. Now let's send it over to Dia Davidson and Jill Sweat.
I'm going to go with Justified, just because everything has to be justified, right?
There you go. And I think Good Magic is going to bring some folks a little good luck here for the 144th running of the Kentucky Derby.
All right.
Charlie?
I was thinking Mendelssohn here for a second, but wait, I'm going with Inaudible. I'm going with Audible.
Going with Audible. Well, I am going with Mendelssohn. That's who I'm going to go with, Mendelssohn. And the reason I think we've seen so many trends being broken, this is going to be the first European horse to win the Kentucky Derby, first from the UAE Derby to win it.
Guys, when I first picked this horse, it's because I always like it, and I kind of thought my last Derby I'd need some Good Magic. The truth is, this has been a magical day. I can't say thank you enough to all the folks on Twitter and Facebook and Channel 18 and the people I've worked with for the last 4 decades. I don't know how to say thank you. I just don't. Words can't express how I feel and how you all have done so much for me that if I've given a little back, that's pretty cool. I like Good Magic. I like the horse. I like how it's been training. I like how they purposely didn't have him ready until today. I'm a little scared he's not going to like the track, but I'm staying with Good Magic with the breeding because of the trainer and the game plan to win today.
I've always been a fan of Groucho Marx. So
Is he running today?
No, but you told me to put my 401k on Entice.
Not the 401k, $2.
Wait.
$2.
What? I already
it's too
did.
late.
You're talking about? You
Hurry
did
up,
everything.
Run. Go
You
back
said
there.
it.
Run. $2.
Bill.
I have to follow that.
Good luck, Bill.
Alan, you are a Kentucky treasure. You will certainly be missed, my friend. I will also likely miss the winning bet because that's just what I do here at each and every Kentucky Derby. My daughter was born in Indianapolis, Noble Indy, from the weather department.
There you have it.
That's all of them. One more thing, too, Alan. Next spring, I know you're retired, but if you get that itch, come on back to us and tell us some of those marvelous horse tales.
Maybe one or two.
Thanks so much for joining LEX 18's live coverage of Derby 144. It's a tradition that we really enjoy bringing you every year. And hats off to our crew, the people you don't see. They are absolutely the best in the Commonwealth at doing this every single year.
Without them, none of this would be possible. NBC's coverage of the 144th Run for the Roses is up next. We hope you have a wonderful afternoon.
Enjoy the race.